For my 15 minutes of fame, I guess I'll start by just describing a little bit about myself. I'm an entertainer, and I make a few different things. My website, novacorp-online.net, I have drawings that I make on there, a few blog posts, 2 web comics, and I started working on some Flash games, one of which can be found on both Kongregate and Newgrounds, and I got a link to both of those in the game section on my site. Anyways, web comics that I'm making, one's just a stick figure comic in which the characters do not want to be in a web comic. Clearly the fourth wall does not exist here. And these stick figures are trying their very best to sabotage their own webcomic. The other one is called Twilight Blade, and it has nothing to do with the Twilight books or movie. And when I first started it, the name Twilight Blade did not exist anywhere. Now it's basically the title of every fan-based, or every fanfic on the internet, it seems like. But Twilight Blade is about a kid who has to lead an army because the old general went and kicked the bucket and there's nobody else to take his place. And hilarity hopefully ensues. Let's see, where do we continue from here? Well, I'm also a hypnotist. I'm rather interested in the abilities of the mind. If you think about it, everything that you experience in life is your mind's interpretation of stimulation that your body receives. So essentially, a deep level of hypnosis can make you experience anything in the world because your mind already does that. If that makes sense to you. If you touch your knee, the feeling that you get isn't your knee being touched, but your mind interpreting the signals that your knee sends to your brain. And so, with hypnosis, going along with this example, you could tell the brain to interpret the same way as though they had received signals from your brain being, or from your knee being tapped. One thing that's really commonly confused is that being a good hypnosis subject does not mean that you're weak-minded or something like that. To be a good hypnosis subject, you need to be actually strong-minded, because hypnosis works with you, not against you. So for the best experience, a good hypnotist will do what you want to do. It's none of that spooky mind control stuff from television shows where people get like zombified and do whatever they're commanded to, regardless of if it's something they would have done. Anyways, let's see. That's most of the stuff about me. I'm also a gamer, and I like to play most any kind of game. I have a Let's Play on YouTube. I've gotten 3 episodes into it. The last one ended up being 11 minutes, which kind of spooked me from making my next one, because I know I'm going to have to go really far into the dungeon this time, and I didn't want to go too far over the limit. With 15 minutes, I should be able to make a new episode of that without really any worries. If I can't get into the dungeon and back to town in 15 minutes, I'm in trouble anyway. Let's see. Speaking of YouTube projects, another YouTube project I have is the Captain N Abridged. I talked to Nintendo, and they don't have a problem with me making a non-profit fan-based parody of works that they own, and Nintendo is really cool about that. I don't think they've ever really had a problem with somebody making a fan-based parody of any of their works, but DiC owns the actual license. DiC was bought out, though, by another company. I believe it was Cookie Cutter. So they own the rights to Captain N, and I'm trying to get a hold of them so that I can get official permission, and there'd be no way to get banned or anything like that, because I would be able to say I have official permission, you know? And that's something that a lot of abridged people should consider doing, because most companies don't have a problem with free fan-based parodies. The problem is actually people who don't like abridged series pretending that they own copyrights and flagging videos to mess with people. So if you get official permission and you put at the front of an abridged something to the extent of this is a non-profit fan-based parody authorized by this person who owns the license. This does not reflect the views of that person in any way. They're just totally awesome and allow their fans to have fun. This way you can do what you want. The creator or license owner doesn't have to worry about you putting something in there that they disagree with, because they're protected from their official permission won't reflect that they agree with everything that you say. So they're protected from that. So there won't be any, or there won't be as many problems, which I consider to be fairly important, because if everybody's happy, it's nothing but free advertisement, and so they win, you win, everybody wins. Unless your abridged series stinks, in which case nobody wins. On that note, the second episode of my abridged series is taking a little bit longer than planned because I'm trying to do my best I can. In the first episode, I tried to line up the talking with the characters when they're talking, and sometimes that would cause a fairly obvious loop. And I don't really like that. So I'm trying to learn how to get the lip sync right without having a problem with the looping backgrounds. The closest I can come so far has been taking pictures and alternating them, but that's kind of time consuming, so I've only managed to get about halfway through it so far, but it is still in progress, and I will have another episode out soon-ish. Becoming unemployed kind of also messed with my progress there, because I have to spend all my time and energy searching for a job in this economy. Let's see. And for this last 5 minutes, I'd just like to talk about the YouTube community a bit. Copyright has been a problem that I've been noticing all over YouTube, and I'm really happy to see that YouTube has gotten enough partnerships that they can feel comfortable with this new 15-minute limit. Their announcement came with the announcement that they've gotten several new partnerships, and that's really great. It means that YouTube's going stronger, and the people they partner with are profiting, so everybody's happy. There's a couple of companies, though, that aren't happy, and they're WMG and Viacom. WMG decided to pull their music from YouTube because apparently they didn't get as much money as they wanted. Yeah, they didn't get as much money as they wanted, so they decided they'd rather have no money at all. Great move, WMG. Really. This is what happens when corporations decide to throw a hissy fit like a 5-year-old kid. WMG says, I didn't get as much money as I wanted, so I'm going to go play elsewhere, and goes home. So, now instead of not getting as much money as they wanted, they're not getting any money. Is YouTube suffering? Not really. It's a little bit harder for users to come up with music to play, but YouTube itself still exists. It's inconvenient a little bit, but really, WMG has not had a permanent detrimental effect on YouTube. They're going to have to realize sooner or later that if they don't stop what they're doing and cooperate with YouTube, they're just going to lose money. Same thing with Viacom. Viacom not only is suing YouTube over copywritten videos being on YouTube, but is putting copywritten videos from YouTube onto their own site at Spike.com, which is pretty much hypocritical. Go watch Jeepers Media. They have a ton of information on that. What I'd just like to get across about that in particular is that they seem to think that YouTube should be psychic and should be able to tell exactly when anybody is uploading any copywritten material and remove it preemptively. Meanwhile, Viacom seems to think that it's fine to take a video that's gone viral on YouTube, put it on their own site, and reap ad revenue from it. That's not how it works. Copyrights are created the instant any work is created. So, Viacom, you're stealing from YouTube in the exact same way you're accusing YouTube of stealing from you. So, if you want $1 billion from YouTube, you have to automatically give them $1 billion because it's only fair. And they lost their lawsuit, by the way, if anyone was wondering, and they're trying to appeal to a higher court. I don't think it's going to go through because everybody knows that they can't expect more from YouTube than what they're already doing. So Viacom, WMG, either clean up your acts and work with us, or you're just going to be left behind while we learn to entertain ourselves and YouTube grows into an even larger and profitable community.